Subscribe for Reddit's controversial opinions. The American school system is an absolute joke and is run by incompetent idiots. The American school system doesn't actually give two shits about kids and uses them to get paychecks. Now I'm not talking about teachers as a whole. There are some good and some bad. The people I have a problem with are the idiots who are in charge. Teens are becoming more suicidal. School is putting more pressure on them. On top of that, most bullying cases don't get solved. The administrations don't care unless there's legal action involved. Edit. Holy crap, I didn't expect this to blow up. Edit. Jesus first silver, thanks kind stranger. Before I start, let me say I am not disagreeing with the general message in any way, because personally had a really shitty run in American schools both socially and educationally, and would personally vouch for it being dog shit. That being said, this post seems more like it's ranting about negative social interactions in school rather than going in depth on the fact that it pushes kids through the system without actually learning or caring whether you get a diploma or not. American schools are idiot factories now. This is definitely not an unpopular opinion. Also, Betsy DeVos literally bought the Secretary of Education post. Thing is, there isn't an American school system. It's all city and county school systems, and every freaking one of them is their own little fiefdom. The only thing that even begins to unify any of them is that the students have to score a certain minimum percentage on those idiotic standardized tests to keep getting federal money. Seeing that I never went to school in the USA, I couldn't make too much of a comment on it. However, I'm unsure about the standardist forms of education we have over here in Australia. While I don't believe a lot of the systems we have are optimal, I just don't see what the effective alternative is going to be, especially not one that benefits the majority but also prepares us for university. You are 100% correct. My wife and I are about to ream the school tomorrow regarding our 7-year-old son. He has ADHD and is supposedly falling behind. At home he does his reading fine and his math. According to his testing, he is at zeros. Meaning he has learned nothing all year. I have it on good authority he is being bullied by his teacher. I witnessed kids saying some things first graders wouldn't say, and it either came from her or the classroom assistant. Neither the counselor or the special education teacher understand the failure in class. I do. It's the same shit I went through. A piece off shit teacher. This is a very popular opinion. This has been proven. Wow, really going out on a limb with this one. How did you come up with such a controversial opinion? Just wait until you see our prison system. Not an unpopular opinion. No, bullies are taken care of. Whenever someone says bully, a teacher flies in and threatens tie 4-hour anti-bullying workshop/concentration camp. And there's a poster that says 9/10 people hate bullying, so. Bullies are an oppressed minority. Bullies rise up. I was a teacher, and I agree. Everything I did was monitored by someone who wasn't in the classroom and who didn't know my kids. They were asking me to teach to an exam, and I refused to do it because the lesson plans they gave us didn't take into account the fact that these kids are human beings. When I created my own plans and taught them how to read properly, think critically, find things in their everyday lives that apply to what we did, actually enjoy Shakespeare, and score well on the exam, I got into trouble for not following the template. I think the hours that kids spend in school are overkill. I honestly think there was something important about that old one-room schoolhouse, and that is that you got many lessons at once. You might mix literature, art, history, music, and foreign language in the same lesson. You might mix science and history. Instead, you have a bunch of teachers who specialize in one thing, you spend a specific amount of time with them, and go into the next one. You rarely get mixed lessons, simply because teachers don't have time with the exam coming up. Lunches are short. Gym, music, art, and foreign language courses are getting shorter and shorter. If there was more lesson mixing, the day could be shorter and more productive for everyone. My kids would show up in the school at 6:45 a.m. after getting on the bus at 5 a.m. sometimes. They'd stay late to play sports or for a club. They'd fall asleep on class. I don't have an answer to any of this, but I do know we're not doing anyone any favors with the current education model. We can do better if we're willing to overhaul it.